And this is a guy that we got to have a lot of hopes for because the team is got a lot of hopes on him. The coaching staff has already given a lot of hopes for him here. And that's Cor'Dale Flott, who, at least as of now, is kind of penciled in very thinly, just in case you have to erase it, you want to leave a mark, penciled in at CB2. And I'm a bit confused by that, to be very frank with you guys. I don't quite get that. I think there's better options out there. To me, it almost seems like, and I hate to make such an accusation, so I'm not going to say it flat out is the case, but I'm going to put the thought out there. It seems almost like Shane and Dable are trying to validate their draft pick. They drafted him in the third round. That was obviously, back in 22 out of LSU. It was kind of a reach pick, a lot of people thought, including myself. I remember, I'll never forget when they drafted him and Talking Giants was doing their draft coverage. This is before you and I were doing the show. Obviously, it's the last draft before that.
Time.
And Bobby Skinner of Talking Giants, friend of the show there, flipping out because he's like, God damn it, I do all this work and I didn't even look at this guy because he's like a 5th round grade on this guy. I never thought they drafted him this high. And he walks out of the room because he's so frustrated. I will always remember Cor'Dale Flott with that. And rightfully so. I had a 5th or 6th round grade on myself when I looked at him.
Yeah. That's a very safe.
Yeah, that was
my only rebuttal is like, you're right. They're trying to protect where they drafted him, but it's also at the same time like it's a young room that we got.
It is a very young room. It's a very young
and room. Flott almost is like a veteran over there. Like, I don't want to say like he's a veteran, but he's like, I mean, we're gonna go over more of the room, but like,
you want to hear something
when he was drafted and like,
you want to hear something really scary? You say
he's
that
the most veteran.
You say that he's actually younger than Deonte Banks. He's 22 years old. He's gonna be 23 in August. He's a year younger than Deonte Banks, even though he's got the one extra year on him. So on the tape real quick here, 6'1", 175 pounds. That man needs a buffet. 14 games, 7 starts, 36 tackles, 1 interception, 5 passes deflected, a forced fumble, and a 53.3 PFF score. I feel like they've tried to shove him into that slot role the last couple years. And Darnay Holmes keeps just taking it from him. And that's not because Darnay Holmes is a superstar. Let's be honest. Every year we complain about Darnay Holmes. We try to figure out why the hell he's still on the roster. So it's not that Darnay Holmes is this amazing player that he can't seem to win the battle. Yeah. We're going to talk about another guy in a little bit here, Nick McLeod. And I think Nick McLeod is the better option at CB2. I really do. But this is who they're going to give the shot to. Listen, I'm rooting for the kid. Don't get me wrong. I don't want to come off too negative. I'm rooting for the kid. He's a Giant. I want the best for every Giant, so we'll have to see what happens there, but that's what they got. And
well, I mean, we're also looking into like, we're not in preseason already. Like, we're not going to not the regular season. Like, this is like what we're looking at preseason. Like, there's a lot of time for things to change when we're at OTAs right now, which doesn't mean a lot. Like, there's a lot to change before the season actually starts.
Yeah.
Like, hey, remember last year when we were all high on Hawkins?
And you got to wonder, on top of that, the Giants have talked about a few different corners. Remember, we've talked about in the show, a couple different corners during the offseason that just end up signing elsewhere. It makes you wonder, when we say penciled in at CB2, are they kind of waiting for somebody else to maybe hit this market, hit the streets, or somebody to lower their asking price? Like, I don't think Flott is really who they want at CB2. I think it's just who they want out of who they have, if that makes sense.
100%. And like, it's not even settled on Flott. It's just at this point, at this situation, with what they've gone through practice and different trainings that, which is completely like, pretty much voluntary right now. They look at this guy and went, he looks like the second best. But hey, 2 months from now, that could all change.
Yep. 2 months from now, he could look horrible in preseason or camp, and they could say whatever. Or he could look really good, like, oh, we validated this decision. We made the right move. Hopefully it's the latter.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's the latter. So
thanks for listening to Two Giant Goofballs, a New York Giants podcast. We appreciate your support.
Thanks so much.